Oi oi, the test route we're about to do follows the SatNav towards the Dome Roundabout. We then go around Garston for a little bit and then we'll be heading back to the test centre. Check everything's all right to start. All around. Let's go. SatNav will start immediately once you're at the test centre. We're going to be turning left at the top of the road.
At the end of the road, turn left, then go left on
check
the
my middle, my left mirror,
and take the first
and
exit.
signal left.
Turn left,
Nice
then
and slow as
go
I come
left
up
on
to
the
the top
roundabout
here.
and take the first exit.
Checking all around. Now this is a compulsory left turn here. You can only go left. We do have a giveaway line though.
Go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
And then as Sandra says, we're going left at the roundabout first exit. National speed limit sign. Check the mirrors again and signal left. Now this can be a busy roundabout. There's no rush. Having said that, we've got a gap to go. So as I get round the bend onto this dual carriageway, I'm just going to cancel my signal. And I'm going to start to accelerate quite a bit because our speed limit is 70 miles per hour and traffic conditions up ahead are nice and clear. On a road like this, whilst it's as clear as what it is, about 40 miles per hour will probably be your cut-off point as to whether you fail for going too slow, because the examiners want to see you speed and see how you control the car on a high-speed road. I have a slip lane coming up. I need to be aware that traffic might be joining me from the left. I check my mirrors, it's really clear all around me. The speed limit drops down to 50. There is traffic coming down the slip lane, so I'm just going to change lanes to give them the room to move on. And then once I'm happy it's safe, I'm going to signal and move back to the left. Going straight ahead at the traffic lights. They're green at the moment. Left-hand lane will take me straight on through the lights. And up ahead there's a warning sign to tell me that the two lanes will be merging into one. So I check my right door mirror for any overtaking traffic needing to tuck back in again, as that may affect the distance I leave between me and the car in front. However, it's nice and quiet this morning, nobody's overtaking. Now we're coming up to a junction in Watford called the Dome Roundabout. Although it's called a roundabout, it's traffic light controlled. So you don't actually have to give way on your right unless the traffic lights are not working, which is very rare. We're going to be turning right, so shortly, as the road widens into two lanes, I check my right door mirror.
Go right on the roundabout.
And I'm going to use the right-hand lane. It's marked for St Albans on the road markings. Now this is the lane that you want. I'm not turning right at the traffic lights into Sainsbury's. I'm going to use my brake pedal in case the light changes. It's been green for a while. Stays green for me. And as you can see, this lane leads me up to the roundabout in the right-hand lane.
Go right on the roundabout and take the fourth exit.
All traffic light controlled though, so we can just come into a nice smooth stop here and just wait for our green light. When it changes green, we're going to be staying in the right-hand lane. On the road markings, it will be marked for St Albans. Personally, for me, I don't signal at this roundabout. I think signalling can be more confusing. To be fair, if you was to signal right at this point, that's fine, because we are turning right. However, when we go around the bend of this roundabout, we're going to be moving over to the left. And that is why you don't want to have a right signal on. We go past the first exit for North Watford. I check my left mirror. Providing the light stays green, this is where I'm moving over, so I check the left mirror again. I'm not going to signal left because I'm not taking the second exit for Aylesbury. Likewise, I didn't want my right signal on because I'm now not in the right-hand lane. I've moved over to the left. Once this traffic light changes to green, it's really important then that you stay in the left-hand lane to take your exit for the North, Garston and St Albans. Whilst you're on this bend, unless there's any vehicles blocking your view, you should be able to see ahead the sign and the exit that you want. I'm not going to signal left at the moment because there is a little side road here on the left. And then as you come across it, if you want to signal, you can. Likewise, you're in a left-only lane and speed limit back to 30 miles per hour. Quite a lot of traffic on my right-hand side as I approach this pedestrian crossing, so I just need to make sure there's no pedestrians going to step out in between the traffic. And as I continue along this road with the heavy traffic, I'm just aware that I'm not going to go too fast in case any cars are trying to emerge from a side road that I can't see. It clears now, it's fine. So we're following this road straight ahead. And we're going to be taking the next road on the right. Some people crossing at the moment, just going to give them a chance to clear. I've got time before this next vehicle. Changes into a 20 zone. So be careful of your speed along here. You started the test and went straight out onto a national speed limit road. And if you was able to build up speed, 20 is going to feel very slow. So just keep an eye on that. May well be stopping on the left somewhere along this road to do one of your normal stops, just avoiding the potholes there, and then I'll come back again. You may do a parallel park along this road.
Turn left.
Or you may stop on the right and reverse back. All depends on position of cars as to what's available for the examiner to test you on that day. So left at the end of the road.
Turn left.
Check my middle and my left and signal left. Nice and slow as I come in. Looking both left and right, a double check. Lengthening my vision here because of the parked cars. I want to make sure that I was safe to move towards the middle of the road and go round the parked cars. Keeping an eye on that speed. We're still in a 20 zone. Sometimes when the roads are as clear as what they are now, 20 does feel very slow. There's a junior school just behind us, and that's why it's a 20, very residential area.
At the end of the road, turn left, then at the end of the road,
check my right door mirror
right.
before I go round this parked car. Quite an early instruction there from SatNav Sandra. Once you get round the bend, then you'll see the end of the road. So then we can prepare for it. Checking our mirrors, signal left.
Turn left, then at the end
Speed
of the
limit.
road, turn right.
We'll change back to 30. It's quite an open junction, this one. So no need to actually stop if you've checked and you can see it's clear. Once I get to the traffic lights at the top of this road, I'll be turning right.
Turn right.
As Sandra just said. There's a couple of little roads on my right here, so I'm just going to wait until I'm past those before I give my signal. Check my mirrors, signal to the right, and
turn
gently
right.
Coming in behind this vehicle, making sure that when I stop I can still see their back tyres. That way I've left a nice distance. Now as the traffic lights turn right, I'm going to be safe to turn. Looking at the road that I'm turning into. Constantly looking looking all around for the next hazard. So when you're driving, you're always going to lengthen your vision into the furthest distance and then scan back to the middle and the nearest, and then repeat it. Lengthen vision,
After
middle
600
distance,
feet, sharp left.
nearest distance, and then now and then you have a check on the mirrors, see what's going on. Always aware for road signs and road markings as well.
Sharp left.
The sharp left at these traffic lights is signposted towards Hemel Hempstead. They're just around this bend, and we will get our own little filter lane. Now the gap there to fit into that filter lane, I'm not 100% sure it's big enough. So if I'm not sure, I'm not going to go. 40 mph speed limit. So once I've turned onto this dual carriageway, I have a pedestrian crossing. I can see nobody's there, no one's pressed the button, so that won't change. So I can build up my speed towards the 40.
After 900 feet, you have reached your destination.
Little check on my mirrors before I go past this maintenance vehicle, just in case there is any workers going to step out.
You have reached your destination.
So that's the end of the SatNav. The examiner will now give directions for the rest of the route. We're going to be going straight ahead at the next junction. You can see the giveaway sign from here. That's where my giveaway line is. I need to be ready by the time I approach that giveaway line. I'm slowing down to assess, is there any traffic from my right crossing? Nice and open junction, I can see there isn't. Important thing is I stay within my left-hand lane. It's quite a bend on that junction. Now these signs here can be quite confusing. It's 50 mph straight ahead. The 40 is for the road on the right. We're going to be turning left. Comes up just after this bus stop. I'm going to signal left now. I'm going to keep my speed as normal until I come into my little filter lane. Now I'm going to be braking. I'm braking quite a lot. I've got to get from 50 mph down to about 20 to take this turn safely. And then we're taking the first left immediately after. As my signal cancels as I straighten the wheel, I repeat it. Lots of shops here. Be very careful. There can always be vehicles reversing in and out of the parking spaces. More pedestrians around as well with the shops. Lengthening my vision here to check I'm okay to go around this row of parked cars. Again, somewhere along this road you may be asked to stop on the left. Could be for an angled start, which is where you're moving quite close behind another vehicle. Let's demonstrate that. Check the mirrors and signal. The examiner will ask you to go about a car length away from another parked vehicle. Don't worry about any driveways. And this is about the sort of distance that you'll then be asked to move off again. So we have a little check around, including all blind spots. It is safe to go. The idea is you're showing the examiner how you would turn the wheel to have clearance of that parked car when you move off. We're turning right here because the road ahead is a dead end. We have no other option. Into Moss Road. And then we're going to take the next road on the right. I check my mirrors, I give my signal. There's a vehicle approaching. I'm not sure if it was safe to take that gap or not. So the best thing is just to wait. When you're driving, if you can say to yourself, yes, it's clear, or yes, it's safe, then do it. If you're not sure, it's a no. It's never worth risking it. We're in a 20 mph zone, so again, my speed is pretty slow as we drive along this road. And I will be turning left at the end of the road. I check my middle and my left door mirror. A signal to the left. I delayed that signal a little bit. I didn't want that van driver to think that I was going to pull in and stop on the left. Double checking both ways. Still in a 20 zone, very residential around here. And then we're taking the next road on the left. Check my middle and my left mirror. We signal left. Fairly slow as I turn into Kingswood Road. A lot of parked cars on the edge of these junctions, which can make it a bit tight for two cars to pass through. Still in a 20 zone. And look how wide and open this road is. It's extremely clear. Let's face it, I can see ahead. It'd be safe to do 30, but we can't. It's a 20. So just keep an eye on that. When I get to the end of this road, I'm going to be turning to the right. There's a 30 speed limit sign just before I reach the end of the road. So once I've turned right, my speed limit will go back to a 30. Check my mirrors and signal. The actual giveaway line is really faded at the moment. Nice and slow. Speed bumps along this road. These little squares, you just try and line up your wheels over the outside edge, and then hopefully the bump will feel nice and smooth. It goes downhill this road, so you may well feel the need to just cover the brake pedal a little bit, just to keep your speed under control. There's a mini roundabout, we're going straight ahead. It's quite hidden on the right, that road, so we'll just take it nice and slow. Nothing on my right, I'm safe to go. Nobody crossing at the zebra crossing either. And although our speed limit changed back to 30, I've not really done much more than 20 because I'm just keeping my speed under control and safe as I go over these speed bumps. Traffic lights ahead, we're going to be turning right. No need to signal just yet, I'm still quite far away. Roughly about 6 to 7 car lengths away from a junction is when you should give a signal. Otherwise, the consideration is just don't confuse other people of where you're going. Now, is it going to stay green or will it change before I get there? It stays green. Nothing coming towards me, so we're safe to turn right. Little bike lane there on the left, so we'll keep out of that. The bike lane here is not covered by a solid white line. So if you needed to, and it was safe to, then you are allowed to enter the bike lane. If it was covered by a solid white line, you wouldn't be allowed to enter it. Traffic is slowing down a little bit ahead. You can see someone's going to be turning right. There's a pedestrian crossing up ahead. I can see from here that nobody is there. Pedestrian crossings will only change if someone presses the button. Otherwise they stay green all the time. They have these white zigzag lines to tell you that it's a pedestrian crossing. Now we're back to the Dome Roundabout. We're going to be turning left first exit. I'm not going to signal, there's a little side road on my left. Using the left-hand lane. And as I said before, at the Dome Roundabout, it's all traffic light controlled. You're in set lanes for where you're going, so sometimes signalling isn't always necessary. If you was to signal left here, fine, you're in a left-only lane going left. But once you have gone left, it opens up for Sainsbury's petrol station. You might head into Sainsbury's to do a Bay Park manoeuvre. But otherwise, make sure you cancel the signal so people don't get confused with where you're going. Make sure you're aware of which traffic light you're looking at here as well. Full of traffic lights at this roundabout. People will often get confused with which one they're looking at. And this is a pedestrian crossing as we enter. I'm going to cancel my signal. Sometimes the light will change green for you to turn left, but then the pedestrian crossing might change if someone's there. So make sure that doesn't catch you out. I'm going to keep my distance a little bit more from this lorry. It's such a big vehicle. I want to be able to see ahead a little bit more. And the two lanes are going to be merging into one. I check my right door mirror for any overtaking traffic. The speed limit signs are very much covered by the trees along here. It's 50 miles per hour speed limit though. Not that I can get anywhere near a high speed at the moment with the traffic flow, so that's fine. We're just keeping up with that. Now up ahead, the road will widen back into 2 lanes. Make sure you keep an eye on the curb to your left. When we're driving, we all have a tendency to drift towards what we're looking at. And because you can lengthen your vision down this road so far, before you know it, you'll be drifting into the right-hand lane. So keep an eye on your curb to the left and keep next to that, because we're going straight ahead at the traffic lights. The only reason you would use the right-hand lane would be to overtake other traffic, or if you was turning right. Aside from those reasons, you would always stay in the left-hand lane. Actually, there'd be a third reason if there was any particular hazard in your lane. So 3 reasons: any hazards in your lane, if you're overtaking, or if you're turning right, then you can use the right-hand lane. But all other times, you'd be expected to drive on the left. Now, does this light stay green? No, it's changing. Keep an eye on the traffic lights so that when they change green, you're ready to go. Bit of gas there, because remember I'm on a 50 road and now the traffic is moving. Now the car in front has just pulled in and slowed down. Although I'm not going to overtake because there's one coming up quite fast on my right-hand lane. It was definitely a consideration though. If the cars in front are going too slow for no particular reason, then do look to overtake. Show the examiner how good you are at driving, show them confidence. We're coming up to a slip lane on our left. I need to be aware of the fact that traffic may be joining me from the left, and also the fact that I'm going to be turning right at the next roundabout. So I'm going to change lanes to the right before the slip lane. What a great decision. What a good driver I am. Traffic's coming down on the left. It means that I've given them the space to move on. I'm also in the correct lane for turning right at the roundabout. It'll be my 3rd exit. I'm going to signal after the 200-yard marker. And by this 100-yard marker, I'm really slowing my speed to assess the situation of the junction ahead. Giving way to my right, but also looking ahead at where I'm going. You need to be aware of your position when you decide to go at the roundabout. My position on this occasion is keeping tucked in to the right, having a look around me, so that when I go past this 2nd exit and I change my signal to the left, I'm aware that I'm safe to move across. And as I enter this new road, 30 miles per hour speed limit. Now, depending on time, you may turn right here and head back to the test centre. However, if the examiner has not yet seen you drive for 30 minutes, you're going to loop round the block. They have to see you drive for a minimum of 30 minutes. As we come down the hill here, I'm just covering my brake pedal just to keep myself nice and slow and within the speed limit. And I'm going to turn right at the traffic lights. I check my mirrors and signal to the right. We don't have priority to turn right at traffic lights. So once my light changes green, all I can do is just creep forward to my point of turn. Check my right door mirror. So I'm looking to line up the front of my car with the middle of the road I'm turning into. Being careful that I don't go across to the other side of the road and affect restrict the flow of traffic coming towards me because they have priority. And once I have a safe gap, I can turn. Still 30 miles per hour on the speed limit. And as I come around this bend, we have one of these priority things. I don't have priority, so I need to make sure it's clear ahead for me to get round. I check my right door mirror. Again, do you know what? I'm not sure, so I've decided to wait. There's a car ahead. I really didn't know if I would affect their speed if I'd have continued. So again, my best decision is to wait. If I was certain that I could have got round this very bumpy section without interrupting their flow, then I'd have gone. But I couldn't be certain, so I just wait. For the next one, we have priority. Check my mirrors. Just steer around it under control. Nice and smooth. And at the roundabout, we're going to turn right, third exit. I check my middle and my right mirror. I signal to the right. It's a nice open junction, so I'm looking around as I come up to the line, to my right and ahead. Safe to go. As I steer around, I'm checking on my left-hand side. Change my signal after the second exit to tell everyone I'm taking the third. Quite slow on the exit because there's a speed bump immediately after. Now, busy road here. I'm gonna just check my mirror. I'm gonna move out quite a bit here because I can't see round this FedEx van. Yes, it is safe. If anybody was coming towards me then, I'll just tuck back in again. But I've got to move my position in order to see down the road. On this occasion, I'm just gonna tuck over slightly. The parked cars are on my side of the road, which is my problem. So this van gets priority to pass through. And then check my mirrors before I move off. Quite a lot of parked cars along this road, so I'm really lengthening my vision to see if anybody is coming towards me down the road. There wouldn't be enough room for 2 cars to pass here, let alone if there was a larger truck or lorry, which can happen because where the test centre is, it's a bit of an industrial estate, builder's yard and some car factories, so there is often some larger vehicles and vans passing around these areas. Coming up back towards the test centre now, we're going to take the next road on the left. It's just after this speed bump. Check my mirrors and signal left. You might notice it has currently got a road ahead closed sign, but that is because a bit further on from the test centre the road is currently closed for some road works. It's only temporary. It doesn't affect us today. Going to be turning right back into the test centre car park. We signal to the right. Take it nice and slow on the approach so that you're under control as you go up the lip of the curb. And just drive forwards into any bay. It doesn't matter which one. And it doesn't even matter if it's not perfect. This isn't your manoeuvre. You're not being tested. Once you've stopped, secure your vehicle. You'll be asked to switch off. Fingers crossed for your result.